All right. Let's see. Okay, so thank you all for being on time. Let's get started. Today we are going to be focusing on part one of minimizing your procrastination. We started this last week technically, but this week we're gonna get into like methods and ways you can, combat procrastination. So we want Y scholars, or you all, to reframe the way that you view tasks that you find less desirable and actively avoid doing, so that you all will be more likely to actually, be motivated to face them early on rather than, delay them. Because I did have a few scholars tell me that they tend to procrastinate on tasks or assignments that are challenging or difficult, and they don't really feel motivated to work on those types of assignments or tasks. So I think this is a really great lesson for today. Okay. All right, before we get started, let's just go over announcements. Number one, attend your January growth mindset workshops. If you have already done so, great. If not, check your calendars. Make sure that you do not miss. And then second, attend your January coaching session. If you have one today, attend today's, check your calendar. Okay, and then the last one, work on your goals of the month. If you have already gone to coaching, you should have come up with a goal or a few goals. So remember to work on those. Okay, let's just quickly review the program. As always, our vision is to elevate people's growth mindsets so that you can all achieve higher ambitions. And our mission is to guide first-gen high school students such as yourselves so that you will pursue and obtain a college education. Okay, and then purpose for study groups. The first is to, increase your connections with other Y scholars, and you can do that by turning on your camera, showing your face, showing that you're present, and actively participate. And then improve your student success skills, which we're doing obviously today with, the part one of minimizing your procrastination. And then last is to guide you to practice your growth mindset. All right, prep for this session. So I'm sure you're all fairly familiar with this by now, but reactions are now here and they include yes, no, and all these emojis. But the only one that I'll be using for today is raise hand because that's the one that stays up permanently until I lower the hand. So you're going to be using that button. And then Jamboard, I'll just share the link with you all rather than directly sharing it with you. So don't worry about that for now. And then self-accountability practice worksheet. So this should have been shared with you all either by Audi or Armida, I believe. So take a moment, look for that in your email, and then when you have found it and it's open and ready to go, hit the raise hand button so I can mark you down.
Wait, are we looking for the spreadsheet or Jamboard?
You're looking for the self-accountability practice worksheet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it should have been shared with you all. Yeah, I haven't shared the Jamboard yet, so don't worry about that. Let me know when you have the worksheet ready to go by raising your hand. Hit the raise hand button. Okay, great. Thank you, Lolly. Don't lower it. I'll lower it for you, so keep it up. Okay, Aziel, thank you. Yeah, you can find the worksheet in your email. It should have been shared with you. All right, thank you, Ignacio, Angel. Take a few more seconds to look for it. Let me know if you can't find it. All right, thank you, Damien. Natha, I see you. Yeah, so it should be in your email shared with you. Raise your hand once you found it. All right, a few more seconds. Okay. Sindhu, are you looking for it right now? Okay, great. All right, yeah, let me know if you have issues with that, but let's move on. Okay, so group learning agreements, right? As always, be present and engaged with me as well as your partners. Turn on your camera and show your face. If your camera is not on and you barely participate, that will count as an absence. Let me know why your camera is off if it is, right? So I will know and write you down. If not, then I'll just assume that you don't want to participate. So let me know if you're having an issue with your camera. And then one mic, right? Don't talk over each other. And then respect people's stories and contributions. Be considerate, practice patience with others with tech issues, right? And then help each other out. All right. Yeah, so let me know in the chat if your camera's off for some reason and why. All right, our session objectives. Our session will be successful if we get to know each other, find value in doing tasks that we are less excited about doing, and if we learn how to build self-accountability. All right, check-in question of the day. So this one you will share out loud. As always, I'll go first as an example. Okay, so share one thing that happened or one good thing that happened in your life in 2021. It could be big or small, it could be anything. So for me, I got more sleep this year, and so I feel more rested and I'm able to concentrate better in class. All right, yeah, it could be anything, like you adopted a new pet, you got to see your friends that you haven't seen in a really long time, anything. All right, do I have any volunteers? It's good for participation. You can raise your hand if you want to go.
Something good.
Okay. Yeah, Nafta, you can go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
my
something though.
Something good that happened to me in 2021, probably that we started working out again.
Yeah. All right, great. I'm glad you're being active and working out. Cool, thank you for sharing. Sindhu.
So I guess one thing good that happened 2021, I started going out on long walks by myself, which has helped me like calm down. Even though I wish I could go to the gym, like actually
Yeah.
go to the gym and like, hang out,
Mhm.
maybe get some food after.
Right. Yeah. I'm glad you're also being active and getting fresh air. Just stay safe when you're walking by yourself, but other than that, that's great to hear. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else want to volunteer before I start calling? All right. Aziel.
I don't know if this is a good thing, but I started making money. So yeah.
That's a great thing. What's wrong with money? Okay, great. Thank you for sharing. Ignacio.
My dog is cancer free.
Oh, wow, that's wonderful. Okay, cool. Thank you for sharing that. Angel.
I guess I went on a hike with some friends like last week. So I guess that
Yeah,
was good.
that's cool. Thank you for sharing that. Damien.
For me, is making money as well. So yeah.
Yeah, great. Thank you for sharing. And Lolly.
I've been getting more sleep this year.
All right, that's cool. Thank you all for sharing. Okay, I'm glad everyone has something good that happened for them in 2021. Sounds like you all, or some of you, are being active, so that's good. Okay, check in with how you're feeling in the chat. I'll go first. So I am feeling eager because the week is almost over, so I'm just eager for it to end. I'm ready for the weekend. All right. Yeah, so let me know how you're feeling at the moment in the chat and why, and I'll start reading them off. So take a moment, write a sentence, let me know how you're doing. All right, Cindy says, tired yet comfy. I'm glad you're comfortable. Okay. Just drop how you're feeling in the chat. Let me know why. Damien says he feels proud because he's not so behind on homework. That's great. Thank you for sharing. Ignacio, relieved because he just finished his last exam. That's also really great. And Aziel says, feeling tired, did not get off Zoom all day. I feel you. Yesterday, I was on Zoom from 9 to 7:30, like 9 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. So I was on Zoom the whole day. Angel says, overwhelmed because he has a lot of work. Yeah, I hear you. I hope you get it done. Lolly says, chill because it's a good day. That's good to hear. Nessa says, kind of annoyed, but also good at the same time. Okay, yeah, it's common and normal to feel two different feelings at once. So, okay, thank you all for sharing. If no one else has anything to share, then we can move on. All right. Okay, so for this, you are going to work on Jamboard. Let me just quickly demonstrate and then I'll drop the link. But yeah, so on Jamboard, you're going to see 3 different boards. And for each one, you're gonna leave a sticky note and fill in the blank, basically, right? So the first one is, if I procrastinated less, I would feel, and then on the sticky note, you would put less guilty, or you can put any other feelings, right? So relieved or whatever, right? And then the second one, on the same, or on one sticky note, put, if I completed my blank, I would have more time to blank. So leave those 2 answers on one sticky note. And then the last one, imagine that you actually procrastinate less. How would your life change? Imagine your life, or a life where you don't procrastinate very often and you're like always on top of things. What would that look like? How would your life change? All right, and okay, let me drop the link. Okay, let's see. Okay, so the link should be in the chat. Okay, it's in the chat. Take a few minutes to fill it out. Right. Think about why it's important to minimize procrastination, what it would do for you. Yeah, take like 5 minutes to fill this out. So make sure you leave a sticky note on each page, because I will be counting how many sticky notes are on each board.
View only.
What was that?
It's a view only.
Dang, okay. Thank you for letting me know. Let's see. All right. Okay, can you edit now? Okay, cool. Yeah, So 7 sticky notes per board. I'll be reading them off, and I might pick a few and have you share. So yeah, take a few minutes. Okay.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
How do I make a little sticky note?
You click on this. Do you see where I'm pointing?
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So some of you would feel more satisfied, more proud. That's great. Stress-free. Yes. Relieved, more relaxed, more positive. Right. Great answers. Yeah. Make sure you contribute to each board. Why are the boards increasing? Are you guys just like randomly clicking? Don't worry, there's only 3. So just fill out these 3. All right, I'm seeing a lot of good answers come in. There's no wrong answer, just make sure you answer truthfully. Take another minute or two. All right, let's take another minute and finish up. Make sure you contribute to each board. So I should see 7 sticky notes per board. All right, you have another minute. You should probably be on the last board now. Okay, so finish up. I'm gonna start with the first board. Let's see, if I procrastinated less, I would feel more satisfied, right? Proud of myself, stress-free, relieved, better about myself, more relaxed, more positive. Who wrote better about myself? Who wrote this one? Don't be shy. It's not wrong. I just want to have you elaborate. No one wrote this one? Better about myself? All right then. But yeah, it's a good one. I just wanted to know why you put better about myself. You can drop it in the chat privately if you want, and I won't read your name. I'll just read your answer. But Yeah, if you could elaborate on this sticky note, that'd be great. Okay, if I completed my work, I would have more time to write my stories. I think I know who this one is, but yeah, great. If I completed my blank work, I would have more time to relax, right? If I completed my assignments, I would have more time to be with my family, finish my work, more free time. Okay. Homework, play video games peacefully. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad one. It's good, but also try to think about the bigger picture, you know. Okay, if I completed my work, I would be able to spend more time with myself, for myself, and do the things that I love. Great. Completed my homework, get my driving license. Great. Okay. Let's see. Now that I procrastinate less, my life has changed in this way. My grades are satisfying. Great. Not so stressed, more efficient, and a better person. Who wrote this one? Be more efficient and a better person. Damien?
I did. Yes.
So what do you mean by more efficient, and what do you mean by a better person? Those are good answers, but I just want to know why.
I mean, like, don't leave, I guess, like, make use of your time better, I guess, than just leave it all at the last minute. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. More time to chill with family without having to think about unfinished work. Yes. I don't have to worry about work, and I can relax in a way that I feel better about myself and just have more time to work out and work in order to get closer to completing my goals. Yes, right. You want to have time to work on your goals, more time to be relaxed and be more productive / ambitious. Great. Yeah. Thank you all for sharing. All great answers, by the way. Okay, yeah, so, you know, I'm sure reading off those answers that you are all aware of how beneficial it is to not procrastinate, and you understand the types of feelings that come with procrastination, right? Like stress and anxiety and stuff like that. So great, let's move on. So consider this. We usually have a hard time doing things we do not want to do or find difficult and challenging, right? Like difficult math homework, right? Challenging assignments or tasks. So if we have a hard time doing those things, why do we do them at all? Like, why do we even bother to do, you know, math homework? Or why do we bother to do challenging things if, you know, they're hard to do and we have a hard time starting? Why do we bother? Anyone have an answer for that? Any volunteers? There's no wrong answer. It's just what you think, you know. Why do we bother to do difficult and challenging things?
Because sometimes it could be like a requirement to do something we love.
Yeah, so it could be a requirement, right? Like an assignment your teacher requires you to do. You do it because you have to. Okay, that's one answer. Do I have another answer? There's no wrong answer.
I would say it will benefit you in the future.
Yeah, right. It can benefit you. That's right. It's beneficial. Okay, great. Yeah, okay. So, like Damien said, because it benefits you, right? Directly and indirectly. So your math homework, why do you want to do it? Because it has a deadline, because you have to, but also because it benefits you, right? If you do it, you complete it, your grade won't suffer, right? But if you don't complete it, you don't turn it in, your grade will suffer. And what does having a good grade mean? It means you're doing well in the class, you're going to have a better GPA. And what does having a good GPA mean? It means that, you know, you're more competitive when you're applying to colleges and stuff like that. And also when you do homework, you just learn, you refresh, you review what you learned in class. So it benefits you indirectly or directly. All right. Great. Okay, so for this activity, it's partner share, but let me just explain the instructions first. So in your self-accountability worksheet, think of one class or subject that you tend to procrastinate on. And then number 2, write why procrastinating less on that is actually important and beneficial for you. And then number 3, share your item and reason with your partner. So let me demonstrate. Okay, so your worksheet, you should all have it ready. But okay, so you're gonna work on part 1, right? So answer number 1, one class or subject that I tend to procrastinate on or avoid doing is, I put chemistry. And then for the second one, procrastinating less on this class is important for me because if I procrastinate less, I know that my grade in chemistry will go up because I will be less behind. I will keep up and actually understand what is going on in class. I will do better in this class, and as a result, my GPA will reflect that and make me a more competitive candidate while applying for colleges, right? So, you know, don't just give me 1 or 2 sentences saying, oh, then like my teacher won't get mad at me, or I'll meet my deadlines, or I'll get an A in that class, right? Really think about why it's beneficial for you. Why is it important? Is it for college? Is it for a scholarship? Is it because you just want to learn and do well in that subject, right? Like, think about it. Give me more than 1 or 2 sentences. Yeah, so work on part 1 first. I'll give you a few minutes or 3 minutes to do that. And then once you're done, I'll put you in groups and you'll share. But first, work on this. I'll be monitoring your sheet. So I'll know who's working on it and who isn't. Let me know if you have any questions, by the way. But yeah, you can start working on it. I'll give you about 2 or 3 minutes. It could be any class, any subject that you tend to procrastinate or avoid doing. All right. Yeah, I'm seeing some answers. So take another 2 minutes. Yeah, think about why it's important that you don't procrastinate or procrastinate less in that class. Like, why is that important to you? How will it benefit you? All right, looks like everyone's filling it out.
So what if the class we procrastinate in, what if it requires like, what if it's like more of a priority thing, like where it requires less effort than my other classes? Because like in my math class, that's the one I procrastinate most in, but only because I'm really good at math and like I can just do stuff within like half an hour, like
Right.
within like half an hour.
Well, you can still, you know, put that down. And I think even if the subject is easy for you, I think you would want to get the stuff done on time. So you just have more free time to do whatever you want, right? Instead of doing it for 30 minutes and then turning it in, right? So it could be easy if it is applicable to you. It's okay if you put math. But I'm sure it's still beneficial for you if you know, don't procrastinate in that class. Or you can mention a different class. It's up to you. All right, let's take another minute and finish up. And give me more than 1 sentence or 1 phrase, right? Why is it really important to you? Don't just say, because I'll get an A, right? Give me more than that. What does an A mean? Why do you want an A? Like, how does that actually benefit you? And these answers are more for you, right? I want you all to see how important certain things are to you and how they will benefit you. So don't just give yourself a one sentence answer. Okay. Just a few more seconds. Try to wrap it up, and I'll have you share with your partner. All right. Okay. So I will put you in groups of 2. Listen, pay attention to what your partner is saying, because when you come back, I'm going to have you share their answers with the group. So definitely try to, understand what they're telling you. And give them a good explanation, right? Don't just say my math class because I want an A, right? Like actually tell them how it's beneficial to you. All right, let me start putting you in breakout rooms. Let me know if you have any questions while I'm doing so. Okay, so there are 7 people, so one of you will have to work with me. Lucky you. All right, let me see. All right, I'm gonna open the rooms and come back in about 4 minutes. Let's see. Okay. Recording. All right. Do I have a group that would like to share first? Yes, Sindhu.
So my partner was, hold on, Ignacio?
Yeah.
Okay. So he said English because he has a lot of assignments in that class,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah?
Yeah, but it was more because like they're the longest assignments I get.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
my bad.
Or maybe can you also share why it's important that you get those assignments done, or why it's important you don't procrastinate as much in that class?
Yeah, I think we went over the part where we do the longest assignments first, and those assignments are always hella long and like projects. They're big assignments. So I'd rather get that out of the way first.
Yeah, definitely.
And Sindhu said that she would do math because although she's good at it, she wants to get it out of the way first. So it's just like my assignment thing.
Okay, so it's like good for your schedule, so you can pace yourself and get the difficult assignments out of the way. Great. Do I have another group that would like to volunteer?
I could go. Well, my
Yeah.
group.
Yeah.
My partner was Nata, and the one class that he tends to procrastinate is history, same as me, and English. And to procrastinate less for those classes will be important because he could is because for his football team, and it will be better for his academic future.
Right. And what do you mean by football team?
Oh, that he needs to have his grade up so he could still play in the football team.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you. All right, Nata.
Damien just had said that he procrastinates a lot in his history class and that it would be important for him not to because it's a AP class. So I mean, so it sort of speaks for itself.
Right. Okay. And okay, what about Lolly?
Okay, so I tend to procrastinate and avoid history because it's to me it's not an important class because it's not really part of what I want to major in. But I want to keep my grades up, so I do my work. But because I also want to apply for scholarships, and I know that most colleges require taking a history class.
Right. Okay, sounds good. Thank you for sharing that. All right, what about Angel's group?
Um, Azil said that he procrastinates most on AP Environmental Science. He said that he shouldn't do that because it's AP class and like boosts his GPA. It looks good on colleges, so he shouldn't procrastinate in the class because it like affects his chances of getting to college.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Okay, Aziel.
Um, Angel said, I don't know, my video's stuck. I don't really know why,
Yeah.
but uh Angel said he procrastinates in AP Spanish, and if if he if he didn't procrastinate as much, he'd probably get a boost in his GPA and get into a better college. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, great. Thank you for sharing. All right, looks like everybody shared. Let me know if you were skipped, but great. Yeah, great answers. Thank you all for sharing that. Also, by the way, if your camera is off, try to have it on. If you can't, let me know in the chat why. You can private message me so I'll know. But okay, let's see. All right, let's move on to this question, right? What does it mean to be self-accountable? I know the answer is kind of down here, but just like give me your answer. What do you think it means to be self-accountable? I'll take volunteers first.
I'll go.
Yeah.
For me, that means like you can be responsible with the things that you can do or things that you have to do.
Yeah, right. So being responsible for yourself and the stuff that you have to do. Great. Any other answers?
I guess I can go.
Okay, yeah.
What it means to be self-accountable, like taking responsibility for your life and being able to live a productive life and not really blaming anyone for the reason why you might have all these problems. You have to solve them yourself essentially because that's a you problem.
Okay, yeah. So great. Being responsible for yourself and for your life, right? Because ultimately you are in charge. So yeah. Okay. So, like they both said, Ignacio as well as Sindhu, it is being responsible for you, for your actions, right? Promising yourself that you're going to work for you, right? So when we are self-accountable, we are learning to value our work. We take pride in how we spend our time. We're being responsible for ourselves, for our own time. All right. And so there are kind of two types of accountability. So the first one that was mentioned is, being self-accountable. But the second one, being accountable, to other people, like thinking about your teacher's deadlines. It's great if you think about your teacher's deadlines, right? You don't want to miss them. But when you only focus on how your teacher will react and you're only doing it for your teacher, you're going to end up procrastinating, right? Because, some students say, oh, my teacher set this deadline. I don't want to miss it because I don't want him or her to lower my grades, or I don't want them to get mad at me or whatever. So you just think about them, their reaction, right? So you're not really being fully accountable to yourself and for yourself. You're just thinking about them. And so you just tend to push off assignments because you only think about how your teacher will react. You're not going to think about how beneficial it is for you to actually get things done on time. So yeah, you always wait until last minute to turn in projects as well as assignments. But then, like we mentioned before, self-accountability, when you're self-accountable, you set your own pace and you work on your projects, based on how you want to work on them, right? You value your time, you value the project because you understand that it's important for you. It benefits you because in the end, you're supposed to do this for yourself, right? All right, great. Do I have any questions? All right. Let me know if you do, if you would like some clarification, but all right. Okay, so this is your basically homework assignment for the week, but it shouldn't be too much trouble. Let me just quickly go over the instructions. All right, so as a group this week, we will practice building our self-accountability, right? And so for the first step, you're gonna pick one project or assignment that you have now that you might be tempted to procrastinate on. So if you don't have a particular project or like one particular assignment, then you can just think of like the homework assignments that are gonna come up over the week, right? So if you don't have a specific subject, then you can just think about other or a bunch of different assignments. Okay, and then number 2, map out how much of this project or assignment or homework assignments you want to get done throughout the week. And then each day, review your results and adjust accordingly. So you set your own schedule and you hold yourself accountable because you're gonna create your own goals, right? So goals. My goal for Tuesday is to review chapter 3 and complete problem set 1, because that's for me, I wanna get that done, that's my goal. And then you're gonna review it. I'm gonna come back at the end of the day before I go to bed and ask myself, did I meet my own goal? Did I meet my expectations? And if I didn't, I'm gonna type in adjust, right? And then adjust my next day's schedule or goal to fit, and to try to get that work done. And then, so that would be attend office hours, finish the second half of set 1, problem set 1, because maybe problem set 1 was difficult, so I had to go to office hours, and then start problem set 2. And then let's say at the end of the day, before I go to bed, I come back to this sheet and I did what I set out to do. So I will type in complete. And then just like keep planning out your week so you meet your own goals, you're accountable for yourself, you know what you want to do. And then every night, just come back for a few seconds, ask yourself if you did it. If you did, complete it, right? Type in complete. If you didn't complete it and you had to adjust it, type in adjust. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions. Let me know in the chat. You can speak out loud as well, but you can go back on your worksheet and fill out part 2, right? The project or assignment or assignments that you would like to pace yourself on. And then let me know the due dates, right? When it's due, and then start mapping out your week. So today is Thursday. That means this chart should be due next Thursday, right before study group. So yeah, map out your week. And if you don't know your week, right, because sometimes you'll get assignments from different classes, then as each day goes and you find out what assignments you have, you can enter your assignments here as each day passes, and you just, schedule and set your own goals for the day. Does this make sense? Let me know if you would like me to repeat or clarify the instructions. But yeah, take this moment, take a few minutes to fill this out and work on it. I'll be monitoring your worksheets, and don't be afraid to ask questions. And keep in mind, this is to help you understand what you want to get done in a day, right? You're trying to be accountable to yourself. And this is for you. It's not for me, because I'm not going to do those assignments. You are. So if you wait until the day before next week's study group to fill this out, then it defeats the whole purpose of this assignment, right? So you might as well just not do it at all. So I highly recommend spending a few minutes on it each day just to keep yourself on track and be accountable to yourself and not procrastinate. Of course, I'll be monitoring your sheets throughout the week, but it's really up to you to do it. If you don't complete it, it'll be marked as incomplete, and the only person who truly suffers will probably be you. So yeah, try your best on it.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, most of my assignments start from Monday, and so like for example, if I started from Thursday today, I
Yeah.
won't be I won't be able to know what we have for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday because it's next week.
Yeah. So I'll just clarify. So if you started today, right, you can do that, and then on Monday when you have new assignments, you can just add it
Okay.
onto the chart. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Great question. Yeah, so it's almost like a planner, right? So you're just setting goals for yourself, what you want to complete. Try to pace yourself so you don't procrastinate. All right, I'm going to monitor your worksheets. Let's give you another minute or two. And just remember it's due next Thursday. So make sure you have Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday also filled out for next week. And like I said, if you don't know your assignments for Monday or Friday, you can just fill it out as each day goes. All right, I'll give you another minute. All right. Okay, so you can finish this up on your own time. Let's move on. Okay. Yeah, so why is it important to build self-accountability, right? Why is it to just trust yourself and not procrastinate? Because, number one, you learn to trust yourself, right? When you intentionally accomplish what you set out to do, you start believing in yourself. You believe that you can actually do the things that you tell yourself you're going to do. So, as the week passes and you type in complete at the end of each night, it feels good, right? And you learn to trust yourself and understand that, hey, I can meet my own goals. And then, once you start trusting yourself, you start gaining confidence, right? You start chipping away at facing those less desirable tasks. You gain confidence when you may realize that it isn't as terrible or as difficult as you thought it would be. And then lastly, once you trust yourself and you gain confidence in yourself, you realize that, you're the captain of your own life. You control your own life. And so even after high school, during college and beyond, you're the only person that has the ability to change the course of your life. So how fast you progress or develop, or when you grow, or when you experience great breakthroughs will primarily be dependent on you. So don't procrastinate, right? Be self-accountable. All right, any questions? Let me know if you do in the chat. But all right, let's move on to class shout outs. Okay, so think of a class shout out that we like to give to the group or to one person or more, and relate it to one of these 5 values, right? Commitment, leadership, attitude, self-discipline, and passion. I will go first to set an example. I would like to give Aziel, Damien, Ignacio, Natha, and Sindhu all leadership shout outs because you all volunteered 1 or more times today. And I just think this group is really great with volunteering and just speaking up. So yeah, like leading by example, improve yourself, improve others. So that's great. All right, do I have a volunteer? Does anyone want to give their first shout out? Yes, Sindhu.
Commitment shout out to everybody because, everybody made it here.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for that, Sindhu. Another volunteer? Yes, Aziel.
Commitment shout out for people who signed in early.
Yeah, yes, that's a good one for sure. Definitely signing in early, showing up on time is definitely commitment. And it benefits the whole group, right? We don't want to push the time back. So great. All right, I'm going to start calling on people. Ignacio.
I want to give an attitude shout out to everybody because everybody was really respectful of everybody else's like shouting. I mean, everybody else talking.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for sharing. Lolly.
A leadership shout out to those who volunteered during the whole thing.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Natha.
Probably like a I don't even know where this would land. Maybe attitude. I'm not